Hi. Hello and welcome. It's Maureen Wycherley here. And some of you may have been watching some of my videos, but maybe you're new to me. Maybe you've just come across me. So today I thought I'd just take a couple of minutes and just explain what I'm up to. So I don't know about you. I come across people sometimes when I'm looking for something, or I might be looking to try something new. And I often think, where have they come from? You know, how did they get here? How did they arrive with all of this either information or just experience to where they're actually talking to you now? So I thought, yeah, it's a really good question. So for those of you who don't know me, I say my name's Maureen. And how did I come to be here? Well, it's a short story and it's a long story, actually. I'm based in the UK. I was born in New Zealand, raised a child here, worked here in the corporate world, and then I went off to live my best life. I lived on a boat in Greece, and it was my best life. Everything that you could think of about living in the Med on a boat was exactly that. It was absolutely fabulous. And we were there for nearly 4 years until my husband had a really serious accident and broke his neck. Not great. So here we were in a foreign country. I spoke a little bit of Greek, but not very much. And my husband in a Greek hospital with a broken neck. So I don't think you can, unless you've been through a situation like that, I'm not sure you can even imagine. You know, it's so easy for people to say, oh, yeah, I know exactly how you feel. But do you, do people know how other people feel? Because everybody's situation is so individual. Anyway, 4 weeks into his hospital care in 2 different hospitals in Greece, it was very evident that we needed to come back to the UK. And we had to have my husband airlifted back here. He was still on life support. So we went through the whole process here of being in ICU. And then as he came out of that, going through rehab and what have you. And all of this time in the UK, we didn't even have anywhere to live. We were living with friends at the time because we sold everything. We didn't have anything here. So on top of the stress of everything that's actually going on, trying to manage on a day-to-day basis, it's tricky. And my old patterns were to bury my head into the sand for a lot of things. And just how busy could I be? How could I work? Could I just be really busy running around like a headless chicken so I didn't have to think about anything? Well, 9 months after we came back, we found a house, and I just did exactly the same thing. We had to adapt the house. So I just, again, buried my head in the sand. I'm okay. There's nothing to worry about here. I'll just work. I'll just work. And I did for 18 months. And having suffered burnout in the corporate world, I woke up one day and I thought, I know this feeling. I'm so close to disappearing down a black hole now and probably never coming back out again. So I thought, well, okay, I can let that happen. I can just keep working until circumstances force me to do something different, or I can choose. I can start to choose something different. And that was really quite uncomfortable, to be quite honest. First of all, I had no idea where to start. What was I going to do? What did I like? I didn't want to relax because I didn't want to be quiet with my thoughts. So I decided to go back to a yoga class. And it just so happens the lady who ran the yoga class was also a Reiki master. And that was my first foray into energy healing. And I had 3 Reiki treatments, and that absolutely, completely changed me. My poor little body finally had the opportunity to relax. And I came out of one of those Reiki sessions and the world just looked brighter. Everything looked completely different. So I thought, that's interesting. There's something here. So I decided to take that a little bit deeper and learn Reiki 1. And with the thought in mind of, I know absolutely nothing about this. I don't think I can even feel energy. But as it happens, everybody can. We're actually born with it. And it's almost like teaching us to remember what this is about, not about trying to learn it. I went on and did Reiki 2, and I went on and did my Reiki Masters. And I gave Reiki treatments to people. And then I came across another modality called Access Consciousness. And that's where I learned about Access Bars. Similar in terms of that it is an energy healing, but so different. And it was almost like Reiki on steroids. As the person touched my head, all of the rubbish was just literally disappearing, way beyond just relaxing my body. All the negative thoughts, feelings, emotions that I had that were still ruling my life to a certain extent. Because at this point, I wasn't creating my life still. I was still at the effect of my life. So as I went on with the Access Bars, I became an Access Bars facilitator. That means I teach Access Bars. And I went on then to be an Access Facelift facilitator. I teach the Access Facelift. And now I also teach a myriad of body processes and Access. And then running alongside that, one of my passions has always been connection with the earth and growing things. I'd started growing a few things when I moved to this house immediately we moved in. And then I found a modality called permaculture. And permaculture has the 3 basic ethics of earth care, people care, and fair share. And from those ethics, then we start to design all sorts of things. We design growing spaces. We can design social spaces. We can design our life. And there are all sorts of different design tools as part of that permaculture. And a lot of it is based around the principles of nature. And I absolutely loved it. So I did my first level training in that. And I'm now partway through a permaculture diploma. That may take me a few years to do. But at the heart of permaculture, again, is design. It's designing with all of these ethics in mind. And for a long time, for 2 years now, while I've been doing my Access Consciousness work and I've been doing my permaculture work, I felt like the two were almost on railroad tracks. And I kept asking, how can these two things come together? How can I bring the amazing tools of Access Consciousness and the design process of permaculture together to help people through change? So that's my journey. That's where I've come from to get to here. All of that work that I've done in both of these modalities has now come together in a way that I can help other people through change by designing that change. And it's gentle. There's none of the linearity that you get with a lot of coaching packages. It's very, very, it's called the design web. So it's like a spider's web. And you can move around any part of the web at any part of the time through the process. And it can be constantly updated and changed depending on where you are and where you are in your process of change. So I'm not going to tell you any more about the actual process yet, because that's going to come up in more videos, because I'm still in the middle of the coach setup. I've just been working on days 12, 13 and 14. And some of it is very challenging. And one of the things that has been quite challenging actually is coming on here and talking like this again. I'm online a lot with Zooms. I stand up and I teach classes. I give talks. And when I'm standing up in front of people, that's my happy place. I am just, I absolutely love sharing information with people and just seeing them blossom through a day's training. But coming on here, I've had a lot of doubts actually about, can I do these kind of presentations again? And my earlier videos have been they've been get on, say something quickly and get off. But today I wanted to make it different. Today, because everybody who's watching has got the opportunity to turn it off. But I wanted to be here and tell a slightly longer story. I wanted to be here and feel really comfortable with you, not knowing who's watching, why they're watching, where they've come from, and just receiving all of the judgment that's out there that you get when you put yourself out there online. So, my beautiful friends, if you want to stay with me for the rest of the journey, I will be posting every day as to where I'm up to. I've learned a lot of new technology in this sprint, and some of it has nearly melted my brain. Some of it I already have in place, which has made things a little bit easier. But this is a process. Any change and growth is a process. So how much allowance can you have for you to look for who might work with you through that change? So take care, my beautiful friends. And I will probably see you tomorrow, but it might be 2 days before I'm back here again. So take care. See you later. Bye.